Hey guys, it's Shannon from iHeartRadio Canada here with Tegan and Sara. Hello, how are you?
Hi Shannon, how are you?
Good. There's so much I want to talk to you about. New music, new series. I binge watched the entire series yesterday.
Whoa.
So it's fresh in the mind.
How did you like it? Now it's an interview with Shannon. Shannon, tell us about your first impressions of High School, the show based on Tegan and Sara's best-selling memoir, High School.
I loved it. I was a big fan of the memoir, so I think you guys did a really good job at taking that and then turning it into that. Yeah, it's so great.
That's great.
It's awesome. Also reminded me how I lived in Alberta for 5 years, and it just reminded me of just how cold it gets and like the dry, cold winter nights and things. Yeah.
We filmed the show in Calgary in the winter, and our friend who is also like writes, directs, and helped develop the show with us, her name's Clea DuVall, and the other writer is Laura Kittrell, and the two of them, this was their first time spending a winter in Calgary, and they were like, this is, if we get a second season, it's going to start in the summer.
I just want to be honest.
So it'll be fall. It'll be summer and fall. They're like, we're not doing another.
It wasn't
winter.
even the worst part of winter, and there was some part of me that kind of felt mad at the weather because I wanted it to be colder. Because there was a few days where it was so cold, and we were shooting on location at a house that didn't have space for the executive producers. Inside the house where it was warm, and so they had tents set up, and when I say tent I mean like a camping tent, and we would have to just sit there outside for like 12 hours.
We got a space heater.
Well, there was a tiny little space heater, and that's not enough, and Tegan left earlier than I did, and it was like, she's such a wimp. But at some point someone
8 hours of sitting outside felt like too much for me after that.
Someone described the kind of cold that it can be in the dead of winter in Alberta as where you're screaming and barfing at the same time. Like that's what you feel like
That
you want to scream at the top of your lungs or just barf because it's so cold. Like that's how cold you are.
Yeah, I always notice like once it gets to minus 20 or anything below it, it's just the same cold.
Screaming and barfing. Like you have to go to your car and it's like not warmed up. You're just like, you're like walking to the car and then you get in the car and it's so bone chilling cold. You like, it's almost like you feel like you could die.
Totally.
Yeah, but it wasn't that cold all the time, and I really wanted it to be because the whole cast and a lot of the, our collaborators on the show, they are from Los Angeles, and I was like, let's turn this temperature down. Like I want it to be real cold. I want them to know like how tough we were as teenagers walking around without coats on.
Totally. And the two mains are from California as well.
They also are from California. Yeah. They definitely thought it was cold. They think it's cold if it's like below like 25. They're like, it's chilly.
Did you have to teach Clea things about Canada in order to, because I know she did writing as well.
She wrote a lot of the episodes.
We were very lucky because Clea and Laura, who co-wrote the show, were extremely receptive to notes, and so we got to see the scripts before Amazon or anyone else, and we would put lots of things in, like, oh well, no, in Canada you wouldn't do that, or like there was a storyline about a biology class and dissecting frogs, and I was like, we did not do. I don't know if you do that in other provinces, but we did not do that in Canada. So, they seemed like small details, but I think we felt reassured that those small details would make this show feel more real. And we knew that like a huge part of the audience is going to watch it outside of Canada, but we don't want Canadians to watch the show and be like, that's not how they do it. So
right.
I think we nailed it.
Yeah, you like sprinkled it in just the right amount. Like the Tim Hortons reference and the Saddle Dome and all of the things.
The Tim Hortons reference. I'll be honest, a little behind the scenes, I wanted that out of there. I never ate Tim Hortons.
You never did?
But we ate Robin's Donuts.
Oh, okay. But that also is in the show. So
truthfully, I worked at a Robin's Donuts, but I didn't even like donuts. I'm more of a savory person.
Oh yeah, I'm the same as you.
I like chips.
Yeah, I like chips too. Favorite chip?
Oh, Old Dutch Mexican chili.
Old Dutch Mexican chili?
Yeah.
I've never heard of that.
Well, gotta get yourself some.
I don't know what to tell you.
Is Old Dutch bake here?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, what's your favorite chip?
Ketchup.
Wow.
Ketchup's delicious.
Yeah, Miss Vicky's has a new spicy ketchup.
Oh, I've had it.
It's good.
Lately there's this
on to the important stuff.
I know, truffle Parmesan chip or something that my mom keeps bringing to like barbecues, and I'm like, get these things away from me. It's like I can't. They're like drugs in them or something.
I know.
Crazy.
That's the thing about chips too. You can't stop.
No.
Speaking of your mom, how did she feel having Cobie Smulders portray her?
Well, let's say all of our friends and family, there's a level of excitement, pride, of course, but nervousness. I think some of our friends, in fact, one of them, Shannon, was like, why are you doing this to us again? Like, obviously we put the book out 3 years ago, and then when we landed sold the show, everyone was like, ah. But I think my mom was thrilled that Cobie is playing her. Obviously,
she's very approving.
Yeah, Cobie's incredible, like an incredible actor, but also is just obviously a babe, and but our mom is.
You think our mom's vain?
No, but I was saying like our mom
just cares about
our mom's a babe.
looks.
No, our mom's a babe, and so I think she was really happy that somebody that was so talented and so cool. And Cobie has such an interesting story, and just like kind of gives off this really amazing energy and. So she was excited, but it's hard.
Yeah.
Like nobody wants a show about their life except for
especially like that time
people like
in your
us.
life.
Yeah,
right.
and so much of our adult life has been being in a band and being public figures, and we've worked so hard to respect and keep our private lives private. And then like the little dickheads we are, like 3 years ago, we're like, now we're gonna write a book about those years and like bring everybody into it. But I think the show is. All the characters are really composites of many characters from the book, and then there's tons of like fictionalized things. It's TV. You got to make it more interesting. So, I don't think anyone will watch the show and be like, "That's me," including our parents. Like, I think the performances are really their own performance, but I think generally speaking, our parents are proud and slightly nervous.
Yeah.
They haven't seen it yet.
They haven't seen it?
No, we haven't. You've seen it. They haven't.
Wow. Above
Priority.
the
It's like
parents.
media.
Yeah.
Which is why let's just go back to I think you do deserve a clothing budget. You saw Tegan and Sara's TV show before their mom
Guys,
did.
come
I
on.
mean, oh my God.
Amazing. Speaking of
What about a
mothers,
gift card?
yeah,
What about
anything.
what about just a
I'm
gift?
sending this straight to the boss. Sarah, congratulations on becoming a mother.
Thank you.
Yeah. How does I guess having your own parents, I guess that's a way to phrase it. But how does that kind of incorporate how you would raise your own child, like the way that you were brought up?
Well, it was actually a very interesting time when we were making the TV show because my partner was pregnant and I was, of course, thinking about how my life was about to drastically change and starting to think of myself as a parent, just even as a psychological experiment is weird when I'm sitting in Calgary watching my, fictionalized parents parent fictionalized Tegan and Sara. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
that's-
it's just like, it was a little bit of like meta kind of like brain thing sometimes. But like I would, like when I think about my child growing up and becoming an adult and writing a book about me and a TV show, I'm like, no, he's not. He's going to. He's not. I'm going to give him away. He's never going to know that I was his mom. Like, that scares the crap out of me. So it makes me actually feel very, I love my parents for being so generous with us and allowing us to, tell stories about them, because it makes me already feel scared that he's like, right now, we have a friend in town helping us sleep train him in Vancouver. And I'm like, he's like hysterically crying, like before this interview. My partner was like, don't look at the baby camera. We're sleep training right now. And it's like, like I suddenly have a very different perspective of what it must be like to be our parents and have us constantly talking about what it was like to be raised by them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. And congrats on being an aunt.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's so fun. I don't have to be a part of sleep training or diaper changing.
No, but we
or-
totally talk about our other family members all the time. And so you are not safe from him and his trauma, or he's going to be experiencing
No, absolutely.
You
But
would
I
be
do-
a big part of his book that he might write.
Yeah, no, I intend on being very involved, and I'm really excited. We're going out on tour this fall. We start touring in late October in support of our new album, and Sarah is bringing her partner, the child, and our mom on our bus, and there's a second bus where the band and crew are, and I'm considering going over there for the tour. But
It does sound like a reality show, but
It does sound like a reality show, but I'm really excited to be a part of it. It's been awesome
It's
being
gonna
an
be
aunt.
great.
I got a
Yeah.
dog 2 years ago.
Oh, nice.
And it was such an overwhelming and all-encompassing experience because it was a puppy, and she's a border collie German shepherd, so it's like double working dog, a lot of effort. I basically had a nervous breakdown. My partner and I had to go into therapy. Our therapist told us it was like we basically had invited a third into our relationship, and we had to start from scratch because now
Right.
we have to negotiate everything with the third. And two or 3 days ago, Sarah was like, watching Tegan get a dog was harder than having a baby.
Really?
No, not just watching it, but like those first early weeks of having a child. Look, everybody's experience of parenthood is really different, and I just want to say, like, I'm here to just like normalize that. For some people, having a dog is really challenging. For some
Very
people,
hard.
having a baby is absolutely disruptive and can be like very mind bending. I just am saying that like that first month of having a baby was really. Like, there's sleep deprivation and
Yeah.
you're scared, and it's like it's just really like everywhere and everything. But like, I was getting up in the middle of the night to hold my my baby is so cute. Like, he's so cute. I mean, I know I'm biased, but like, he's cute.
Yeah.
And I'm like holding his little warm body against mine, and I'm just like talking to him in my bed, and it's like, it's like so sweet and all these things. Like, Tegan had to get up in the middle of the night and walk her dog in the rain in like the scariest neighborhood in Vancouver. Like, the dog was like peeing on the floor and like covered in poop, and I just was like, yeah, no, that seems like it sucks. Like, you know, like I'm holding my baby just being like, oh, it's okay.
That's so nice of you to even compare it, though.
Yeah, like, well, I mean, it's true, but it's the truth. Like, look, Tegan was like, I have to walk Georgia like 80 times in the rain. I walked across the hallway, picked him up, brought him back. Like, it was easy. I mean, I'm just being honest. I'm not trying to like say that for some parents it's very, very challenging and hard, and it is for me in other ways, like coming and doing this, like to not be with
away
him right now is like profoundly hard. When I leave my cats, I'm really sad, but like this is different. But watching Tegan or hearing about Tegan have to like walk her dog in the middle of the night, and like it was scary and hard, and they had to go to therapy, and I'm not trying to like trivialize it at all. It looked like it was a very challenging disruption in their lives. I'm just saying it was like, you know, that first month with my baby was kind of like rad, you know.
Yeah, good. I'm glad to hear that.